are building you right, actual studios with sets and sound stages, the whole deal. Why do they need that? And is that sort of a business model imperative for them now?
It's become a business model imperative because, Dar told me that at any given moment, they're shooting 8 different videos. It's a content factory in much the same way that the traditional Hollywood studios are content factories. And so what they found is that this old model of kind of having sets and locations that you can kind of use over and over again for your programming, it actually works and it translates to the creator economy. It's just a little bit different, a little more specialized to what they're doing.
How do they capitalize these things, or do they have outside money coming in?
There's a lot of interest from outside firms. Private equity has been pouring a lot of cash into creator-driven businesses. Last year, YouTuber group called Dude Perfect, they raised $100 million, and a lot of that is going to beef up production. These companies are hiring veterans of Disney and Lionsgate and Universal, kind of traditional Hollywood studios who kind of see the writing on the wall and want to be at the forefront of this growth in the creator side of things.
They are new, they're fast, they're lean. I imagine their overhead costs are probably less than, say, Paramount or MGM, but you start loading this stuff on there, their costs are going to rise, yeah?
Yeah, well, Dar claims that he's able to produce content at 1/100th the cost of a traditional studio. Partly that's because, the crews, they're not union, it's a much smaller crew. He usually uses like 3 or 4 person crews, whereas, a typical TV show could have dozens or hundreds of people. They come from kind of a scrappy upbringing where they had to produce stuff in their own homes, and now they kind of bring some of that to this new creator ecosystem that they've built.
This is a little false romanticism, but these YouTubers now, they're kind of becoming the man, if you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, I think the days of, the really big Hollywood studios that kind of, really dominated the entertainment ecosystem, I do think that it's beginning to break apart a little bit. But if you look at, YouTube, it is the dominant player in entertainment right now.
Mm-hmm.
More people are watching YouTube at any given month than Netflix or Disney. So I do think that as a platform, it's really quite mainstream. And I do think, especially for people under 30, under 25, a lot of these creators are kind of their go-to source for entertainment in a way that, maybe movies used to be or Nickelodeon shows used to be back in the day.
Yeah. Also, not for nothing, as an audio guy, podcasts now on YouTube are like the biggest thing,
Podcasts are actually, they're coming for morning TV.
Yeah.
It used to be that you'd put on the Today Show or Good Morning America and have that on in the background when you were cooking breakfast or doing laundry, and I do think that video podcasts are kind of coming to a piece of the pie as well.
What does it say about the shift in power then in Hollywood, right? Because power follows money, and money and power are intertwined, and these guys are growing. What do you think is happening?
So I do think that there is a paradigm shift and a power shift happening. Maybe some YouTube creators get roles in traditional TV shows or films. Maybe you're going to see more deals like the one Netflix did, where they picked up some episodes of Miss Rachel's Kids Show and put it on the platform. And at the same time, I also think you're going to see deals like Amazon's deal for Mr. Beast youth games, where they can provide capital to allow these creators to do things that they wouldn't be able to do themselves without outside financing.
Alex Weber at the Hollywood Reporter. Alex, thanks so much. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
When we called Wesley Rule this morning, he owns Knoxville Fine Violin in his wife Lauren. We actually broke the tariff news of the day to him because, busy as he is running a small business, keeping up with the latest trade policy and all else that's happening in Washington is not real high on his list of things to do. But after giving it some thought,
everything is so tumultuous right now that I'm not particularly surprised about anything at this point. I'm not even sure how important it is or how much it will affect our day-to-day business, but I suspect it probably won't affect us a lot, only because our distributors have already raised prices according to the tariffs, and it's pretty rare for distributors to drop their prices. Earlier this year, when the tariffs started coming out and things were getting a little dicey, we decided to pull out a small loan, and we just purchased a bunch of our cheaper instruments at pre-tariff prices.